Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. The Miami Heat have done it again. They found another gem late in the draft that has already flashed enough to show he could be a key contributor. That is, of course, Pelle Larsson, a 44th overall pick from the University of Arizona. He has already appeared in 15 of the 22 games, 2 with an injury. He's also had 4 games with 20-plus minutes, none of which came in garbage time. In 3 of those games, he was closing in a clutch game against the Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks, who also played the entire overtime, and the Milwaukee Bucks. It's clear that Erik Spoelstra has trusted him enough to warrant not only more minutes, but to play high-stake minutes. That says a lot. His overall stats so far don't scream anything well. He's averaging 6.0 points, 2.0 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game on 62.7% EFG, 62.7% TS, and shooting 67.6% from 2 points and 37.9% from 3 points. If you do per 75 possessions, you get a typical role-player stat line of 13.6 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. But that's exactly the role he needed to fill and has done so. The signs were there for this kind of impact and play in the Summer League. Yes, it was Summer League and there's only so much that you can take away from it, but to me, that holds more weight for players that are stuffing the stat sheet mainly through on-ball opportunities. To put it simply, being a bucket-getter in Summer League isn't something to put much stock in. Meanwhile, with Larsson, he was playing the exact role that he's playing now. He played within the offense. He didn't need to have the ball or dribble to be effective. He was willing to make the extra pass. He read the court well. And most importantly, the effort on the defensive end was loud. All of that showed in his 15 games to start his career. A quick stat, though a very limited sample size, the Heat in 59 minutes with Larsson, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler have a plus 29.2 net rating with a 137.1 ORTG and 107.9 DRTG. If you include Tyler Herro and only the games that they all played in, with all 4 on, in 49 minutes, they have a plus 33.3 net and minus 1.8 with those 3 on but no Larsson. So, let's break down how he's earned the trust and continued to contribute. The first and simplest way any player can do to make life easier for the team is to be both a willing and a good shooter from 3 points. So far, he's shooting 37.9% on 4.3 threes per 100 possessions. He has a .460 3-points rate to go along with it. In 12 games where he saw at least 10-plus minutes, he made at least 1 3-pointer in 9 of them. Any reliable role player needs to be able to make threes when given the shot. Breaking down 4 potential Jimmy Butler trade destinations. The first big trade rumor of the 2024-25 NBA season dropped from the sky on Tuesday, courtesy of ESPN's Shams Charania. The prolific NBA insider reported the Miami Heat were open to hearing trade offers for star Jimmy Butler, who's averaging 19.0 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game so far this season. Furthermore, Charania noted Butler's agent Bernie Lee is making it known the 2023 All-NBA wing would prefer to end up with one of 3 teams. Failing that, Butler wants to end up on a legitimate championship contender. The Heat are open to listening to offers for Butler and making a deal if the proposal is right, Charania reported. Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, has indicated in league circles that Butler is open to destinations such as 2 of the Texas teams, Houston Rockets and Dallas Mavericks, and the Golden State Warriors. Above all, though, he is believed to prefer a win-now title contender in any trade. While head coach Erik Spoelstra refuted the report when asked about it on Tuesday, it would be significant if a trade were to come to fruition. Butler has come to define the gritty, get-it-done-at-all-costs Heat culture since signing there in 2019. his departure would fundamentally change the identity of Miami's franchise as we've come to know it. On top of that, this report makes Butler by far the biggest fish to be caught at this year's trade deadline. While Butler has struggled with availability in recent seasons, when healthy, he provides elite two-way play. He's still capable of defending at a high level while collapsing the paint offensively and enjoys constant trips to the free throw line. Most importantly, Butler's reputation as a player who gets significantly better in all those areas during the postseason is well earned. But a few key details muddy the possibilities quite a bit. Butler's salary is $48 million, and he has a player option in his contract at the end of this season that he plans on declining to enter free agency no matter what team he's playing for, per ESPN. Therefore, any possible trade partners have to take into account that they're only guaranteed Butler for this season. At the same time, the Heat will not accept a bag of chips and filler contracts for his talents. Interested parties will have to thread the needle of not giving up everything for a guy who could easily depart come summertime, but still giving up enough to convince Miami it's worth trading Butler. On top of it all, this is the first season where the new CBA trade rules are in effect. Taking all that into account, let's dig into how the three teams Butler is reportedly most interested in could acquire the five-time All-NBA wing, as well as one dark horse candidate. First, a quick primer on how the CBA rules will affect any possible pursuit of Butler. Miami Heat coming closer to Jimmy Butler trade, three frontrunners emerge. Since emerging as an all-star with the Chicago Bulls, Jimmy Butler has transferred from team to team in pursuit of one major achievement, an NBA championship. Butler's gone from Chicago to Minnesota to Philadelphia and to Miami. But now, the 35-year-old is open to playing for a new championship contender as his ring-chasing adventure continues. Miami's still in contention, as usual, ranking 5th in the Eastern Conference entering NBA games today. Yet, they haven't come any closer to winning the NBA Finals. In fact, they've increasingly moved further and further away, and now it may be time for both teams to reconsider their arrangement. At some point, the Miami Heat have to consider their long-term future. Jimmy Butler is essentially in the final year of his contract. As ESPN's Shams Charania notes, Butler is expected to opt out of his $52 million player option for 2025. This could prompt the Heat to trade their all-star now, rather than see him walk as a free agent. In fact, as Charania notes, the Heat are open to listening to offers. The Heat are open to listening to offers for Butler and making a deal if the proposal is right, league sources told ESPN, and Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, has indicated in league circles that Butler is open to destinations such as two of the Texas teams, Houston Rockets and Dallas Mavericks, and the Golden State Warriors. Butler is a native of Houston. Above all, though, he is believed to prefer a win-now title contender in any trade. Teams have also been informed that Butler intends to opt out of his deal in the offseason and become a free agent, sources said. The Heat have hovered around the play-in tournament over the past 2 seasons, and with Butler's contractual status, they have been open-minded to trade inquiries. As Charania noted, the Warriors could emerge as a front-runner for a Butler trade, and they've long been searching for another star to help Stephen Curry compete in the twilight of his career too. Yet, Butler may prefer to close out his career in his home state of Texas. If so, he'd be limited to the Dallas Mavericks or Houston Rockets. Either way, it appears the likelihood of Butler getting traded from Miami is higher than ever before. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.